Good, everybody. This is your boy Aaron.
It's Brian.
This is the Courtside podcast. And we are back and we are talking about the NBA. We are reacting to week 2. And, bruh, we got a lot to discuss, man, because I'm looking at these standings right now, and the Philadelphia 76ers are the number one seed after 2 weeks, and they only have one loss. The Chicago Bulls are the second seed. They only have one loss. What is going on? The Knicks have 3 losses. The Cleveland Cavaliers have 3 losses. What am I watching right? What am I looking at right now? This is insane to me. And then when we go to the Western Conference, the OKC Thunder are 7-0. I believe Jalen Williams has missed most of the time. I don't think has he played a game with them?
I want to say maybe he didn't.
Let me see. I'm checking this Pelican game right now. Hold on. Jalen Williams. Is that I don't think he's played a game. I don't think he's played a game for them. No, I'm
Nope,
looking at
he hasn't.
he hasn't played a game and they're 7-0. This team is
Yikes.
This team is scary, bro.
Yeah.
This team is scary. Chet, he missed some time as well, and they're still 7-0. It's unbelievable. And then I'm looking at the other teams. Yeah, I'm looking at the other teams on the standings. The San Antonio Spurs, they're 5-1.
They getting hit with the injury bug though.
Yeah. Who got injured
Harper
on the
got
team?
a calf strain.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What's going on with these young guys, man? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. These guys, they just constant injuries. Just
we got to have a conversation about this, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The Lakers are the third seed at 6-2. LeBron hasn't played a game yet. Luka Doncic, he missed a week. He just came back. The Lakers were without Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic yesterday, and they beat the Trailblazers. The Nuggets are fourth. The Rockets are fifth. The Minnesota Timberwolves are still hanging on by a thread, even though Anthony Edwards is out with an injury for a couple of weeks. The Trailblazers are seventh, and the Warriors are eighth. The Clippers are 3-3 right now. They're the 9th seed, and the Suns are the 10th seed at 3-4. And then when we go really down the list, I see the Dallas Mavericks are struggling at 2-5, and the Memphis Grizzlies are 3-5 right now. So we got a lot that we need to discuss, mainly on the Western Conference side of things. I'm gonna get to my Lakers a little bit later, but the story of, I would say, the past week has been 2 teams. Well, actually, you could really say 3, but I'm gonna stick to these 2 teams, and that is the Grizzlies and the Mavericks. Now, the first is the Grizzlies because of what transpired against my Lakers, which was Ja Morant. He didn't have the best game against the Lakers. He finished with 8 points, and he just wasn't giving the requisite effort that you would expect from a guy that's getting paid a bunch of money. And
he phoned it in.
And then the expectations that is on his shoulders for that team. He's supposed to be the leader of that squad. He's supposed to be the best player for that squad. And the fact that he wasn't putting the necessary effort, according to Blake Griffin and even his head coach as well, that's why they suspended him for a game, is very telling. And then the next game, he didn't play all that well. They played who they play? Memphis played last game.
I thought he was suspended the last game. Or was it the next game he suspended?
No, he was suspended. Remember, so he played LA, he was suspended against Toronto, and then they just played Detroit, and he didn't play well against Detroit as well. So I don't know what's going on with Ja Morant, man. Like, I'll say this. We talked about this months ago, I believe, when Taylor Jenkins was fired. There was a shift in their offensive scheme, and the offense was more predicated on the others getting involved, ball movement, less about pick and roll play. And what I noticed during the season when Ja Morant was back in the lineup, or was he healthy beginning of the year? I thought he was doing it. Regardless, when he was on the floor, they were not making a focal point on running the offense for Ja Morant. It was more so we're going to get everybody else involved, and Ja Morant's going to just gonna have to figure out a way to get involved in the offense, essentially. And his numbers weren't all that. I was wondering, like, man, is Ja Morant, has he fallen off? Like, what's going on with Ja Morant? And this season, it's some of the same stuff that we saw last season, where even though they fired Taylor Jenkins, it's still some of the same stuff going on where Ja Morant isn't as effective as what we normally are accustomed to seeing from him. And they're not running a whole bunch of pick and rolls like they used to when Ja Morant was an MVP candidate and he was an all-star. Excuse me. And then we see in the post-game interviews, I believe after the Lakers game, he was making a fuss over the reporter was asking him questions and he was saying ask the coaching staff and yada yada yada. And then I believe this past game against Detroit, it was some of the same stuff. I'm just curious your thoughts on just Ja Morant and whatever is going on in his head. Like, what is your thoughts on just Ja Morant and the situation in Memphis?
I think he wants out. I think he wants out of Memphis. I think maybe the coaching staff probably is getting fed up with the foolishness. Uh, the team, the team really lost the heart that made them competitive back in like 2022 and stuff. Once they scapegoated Dylan Brooks and gutted the roster, and they just traded Bane in the offseason. I think Ja's like, man, it is what it is. I think the Grizzlies just need to realize it's over. You got to tear it down. It is what it is. Uh, Probably ship off Ja Morant, get some draft capital, because this season is going nowhere if this is what we're dealing with this early into the season. We're only in week 2 or week 3 of the season now. So if this is the problems that's arising already, it's only going to get worse later on as the months go by. And so I say you gotta find some type of resolve to this because it's not looking good right now. The team
And
just isn't
yeah,
very good.
and I think Ja Morant, he's at fault for this. The fact that he is not willing to adapt his game, he hasn't really gotten better. He hasn't really improved on any areas of his game since he's come into the NBA. He's still the same old dude who relies on his athleticism to get to certain spots. He hasn't improved significantly as a three-point shooter, as a mid-range scorer. So you're really looking at a dude that hasn't added anything to his game. And now he's in year 7 where I'm hearing he's not the same finisher as he once was. He doesn't have the same athleticism as he once was when he first came to the league. And that's a problem. So I believe they should be trying to move Ja Morant. And what I've heard is that GMs aren't really interested in Ja Morant right now.
Yeah, I
Why
saw
would
that
you?
tweet too.
Why would you? Because of look at his attitude, look at his effort, and look when a coach is holding him accountable, look how he acts. He doesn't he doesn't want to be held accountable at all. And this coach holds people accountable. He doesn't let you just do whatever you want and say whatever you want and there won't be any consequences. Like, no, he's about business. And the fact that he suspended Ja Morant that for that one game, I applaud him. I'm actually happy that the coach did that because he's somebody that is not going to take any BS from anybody. I don't care if it's 2025. You're going to listen to what I say. This is my offense. And either you run my offense and you put the necessary effort into playing the game, or you got to sit. And I love that. I love that from a coach because I feel like nowadays a lot of these players get coddled too much. I feel like they are how do you say this? They get away with a lot. They're not held accountable enough. This I always hear from a lot of the old heads, this AAU culture. It's real. It's real. Like these players come from a culture where from 14 on up, they're told they're the guy. You're the best. You can do no wrong. And then when they get to the league, they 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 just it's different. It's just different in terms of what to expect. This is a grown man league. These are people trying to feed their family. So now Ja Morant, he's getting that same treatment because it seems like Taylor Jenkins wasn't holding him accountable enough. He was letting him get away with anything. And that resulted in him getting fired, which is insane considering he's won a lot for the Memphis Grizzlies in the past. And even without Ja Morant, that offense was still producing points. I just think you gotta rip the band-aid, you gotta trade him. It's over. He was in trade rumors last year, if I'm not mistaken. And they decided to not trade him. I just think it's time to move on if you can move on from him, which I don't
Yeah,
know if you can.
yeah. That unfortunately, that brick is diminished as it stands right now. Just this has
Um,
been building up to this at this point because he's been in and out he's dealing with injuries previous years, then suspensions and all that
mhm.
other stuff. It's all bad.
And remember, they paid him all that money.
They did.
He, yeah, they paid him all that money. He's on a 5-year, 197 million contract. I'm looking at the contract right now. He have 2025 season, so he has this season. And he has 2 more seasons. Who wants to pay 42 million? Well, 44, 42 million, and now 39 million for a guy that's regressing and that is pretty much, I'm not going to say quitting, but not putting the requisite effort on the court because he doesn't like that a coach is holding him accountable. I don't know, man.
Not a
It's
serious team, I tell you that much.
no, not at all, not at all. It's toxic. It's very toxic, but that's
Can't
just the
have all
way
that
that it
money on
is.
the books for a non-winning player, especially with the way the salary cap is now.
Mm-hmm. Just is what it is.
They talk
I
about
won't.
sending to DC. No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That would not bode well. And I don't even want to get to like the dude's like personality, like just talking about basketball on the court. I just think he just hasn't lived up to the bill. Just hasn't lived up to the bill. So let's move on. I want to also talk about another team that had a lot of expectations. I don't know why they had a lot of expectations. I knew this was going to happen. The Dallas Mavericks, they're 2-5 right now, and it just hasn't bode well for them. They're dealing with injuries with Kyrie Irving. Obviously, he's been out for a while now, and now Anthony Davis. He's out for a little bit because of I think it's a calf strain. So you have that to deal with, and they have Cooper Flag as the point guard. It's not really working all that well. He did have that really good game against a sorry Toronto Raptors team, but ever since then, I mean, this Mavericks team, man, it's just gone downhill. I know it's still early in the season. There's still a lot more basketball to be played, but right now, this Luka trade is looking worse and worse while the weeks go by. And Anthony Davis, he comes into the season out of shape. And we all know when you're injury prone, when you're a big and you come into the season overweight, chances are it's not going to bode well for you. And as we
Yep.
see right now, Anthony Davis out with another injury. It's been like that the previous season and now this season. Whew, I would hate to be a Mavericks fan right now.
Yeah, they in the mud right now, and they don't have a real point guard. Like,
No.
what did they expect was going to happen? You having Cooper Flag run the point. I know trying to hit him with the Giannis training regime, but bro, just because it worked for Giannis doesn't mean it's going to work for Cooper Flag. It's just that team has a bad part. Derek Lively is pretty much a non-factor on offense. He's once them Luka Lobs left the city, he became a dud on offense. Um, yeah, it's not looking good for them.
And I think and I was looking at their offense in general is just not good. Like they've been struggling to score a lot of points the first 2 weeks of the season. And some of that, I mean, where's the shooting coming from? Like the shooting isn't all that consistent. Klay Thompson has been very disappointing for this team as well. Like I know he's doing good because he got Megan Thee Stallion with him, but like yo, on the basketball court, it's not been good for him, and he looks like a shell of himself right now. Um, yeah, man, like bro, I knew this was gonna happen. Like I did not see the hype from this Mavericks team. People are saying, "Oh my God, when they get healthy, when they get healthy." Haven't we heard that from like the Los Angeles Clippers when they get healthy, when they get healthy, and they always disappoint. In this instance, it's far worse because you just traded your best player since Dirk Nowitzki. Like Luka Doncic was a top 3 to 4 player in the NBA, and you traded him for an old star player that's injury prone. What do you expect was going to happen? It amazes me just because you think, oh, Cooper Flag, he's going to come in and change your franchise. He's a rookie.
Yep.
Stop it. Stop it. Like Cooper Flag, he don't get me wrong, he was a good prospect coming out, but we got to understand he's still a flawed player. He still needs time to develop. And you're putting a lot of expectations on his shoulder, and you're putting a lot of just things like being a point guard. A point guard, like that's too much. You need to start D'Angelo Russell and have him be the point guard instead of Cooper Flag. Have Cooper Flag be that off guard player for you and have him develop like that, not put point guard duties on him. That's a whole different animal. Yes, can he play make? Absolutely. But have him play make all the time? Are you insane? That's just dumb. That is just dumb.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, he should have been let go in the offseason. This man is cooked. He needs to go be a family man with Meg the Stallion, and they just
Mhm.
start a family or whatever. Because the basketball has left him. And D'Angelo Russell, he ain't that good, but he's the only real point guard they have, I guess. And that lets you know about the current state of the roster. D'Lo is the only hope at point guard, but yeah, not ideal.
Not ideal, not ideal. But I want to move on to some other stuff in the Western Conference. We already mentioned OKC. They're 7-0. San Antonio Spurs have been just balling, man. Like Victor Wembanyama has been on a tear. We already mentioned last week, like the
Till
story
he
of
ran
Victor,
into the
story of the
Suns.
season. Yeah, the Suns actually did a pretty good job defending him, but for the most part, he has been cooking this season against all types of teams, Miami to the Mavericks, for example, to the Kings, like all these teams, man. He has been putting up unbelievable numbers. Like defensive player of the year, just give it to Victor Wembanyama. First team All NBA, just give it to Victor Wembanyama. Like he's been that good this season. It's still early, but man, this dude, he's a walking 25, 10, and 5 blocks and 6 assists. That's how good he
Yeah,
is.
he's a
That's a
phenomenal player.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I also want to talk about the Lakers, man.
I'll give y'all credit where it's due. Y'all been looking good without 23 on the court. At this point, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing about what y'all should do with LeBron or not. But if LeBron comes back and he does something and the offense can still flow efficiently and stuff, I
Hmm.
would hate to see y'all in the conference finals.
You
Not
know
because
what
I
I'm
think y'all would
saying?
beat OKC. I just don't want to see y'all in the conference finals.
You know what I'm saying? Some people think, oh, yeah, this team trash. Oh, after one game, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about some other people who overreaction. Oh, after losing to the Warriors, oh, the season's over. Oh, this team is garbage. Listen, I gotta give Rob Pelinka credit. Still early, but not re-signing Dorian Finney-Smith and signing Jake LaRavia, hands down one of his best signings in the offseason. Hands down. Because I didn't think Jake LaRavia was going to look this good. I don't think many people thought Jake LaRavia was going to look this good. I heard the stats, he shot nearly 40% from three. He's decent athletically, but I didn't really see him play in Sacramento. So I didn't know what to really expect. The fact that he comes to the Lakers and he's significantly better than whatever the hell Dorian Finney-Smith did for us last year. The dude's defense is underrated. He's a really good offensive player. He can stretch the floor. This dude does a lot of good things for us. He's a high IQ basketball player. You could play him at the 4, at the 3. You can play him down the stretch. I really like Jake LaRavia's game, man. I'm very shocked at how well he's played. And then I got to get to other guys. I got to get to Roy Hashimaro. He has been unbelievable to start the season. His mid-range game, his three-point game, he has been outstanding to start this season. He has been dialed in. Austin Reeves, we already mentioned before, Reeves' sanity. He was cooking without Luka and LeBron. And then we got to talk about Luka Doncic, man. This dude, Luka Doncic, bro. Luka Doncic, the Don himself. I saw a stat, I believe it was for the first how many games he compares to, like, I think it was Jerry West or Wilt Chamberlain or something like that to start a Lakers season. Like, he's up there with those guys. And oh no, it was Kobe Bryant. It was comparing Luka's season to start versus Kobe Bryant's 05-06 seasons. I think he is scoring more points than even Kobe to start the season. I forgot how many games they were comparing it to, but that just lets you know how dominant he's been. This dude, Luka, bro, skinny Luka. See, people need to understand, bro. When Luka, y'all woke a monster. Y'all woke up a monster because Dallas, y'all done screwed up. All those reports about, oh, he's a drama queen, overweight, yada, yada, yada. Y'all motivated him now for his entire career because skinny Luka is here. And when this dude is in shape, oh my gosh, who can guard him? Lord have mercy.
Nobody.
This dude is ridiculous, bro. Salute to JJ Redick, by the way. I want to give JJ Redick some credit because this team has been dealing with injuries. Obviously, LeBron, Austin Reeves was hurt last game. Luka Doncic, he sat out. Both of them sat out, and they still were able to beat the Trailblazers with Jake LaRavia and what's that dude's name on our squad? I ain't never heard of him in a day in my life, and this dude scored 20-something points for us. It was Nick Smith Jr. or something like that.
Oh, you never heard of him?
Heck no,
I
I ain't
heard
never
of him,
heard
and
of
I'm
him.
not even a fan.
I ain't never heard of this dude a day in my life. And this dude's dropped 25. I'm like, yo, who is this dude? And the fact that he was able to get buckets, dude had 25 points and 6 assists. Just got him from who know where. That goes to show good coaching. Salute to Jay Redick for getting these dudes ready to go. Marcus Smart, 9 points, 4 steals. Like, come on, bro. DeAndre Ayton, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. Are you in? What? I got nothing else to say. It's still
Nico, you will
early.
pay for your crimes against humanity in basketball for that trade. The Lakers are supposed to be dead in the water, and you literally resurrected them and gave them life for the upcoming future. This is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, man, all we just need 2 more players. If we can get those 2 players, we need a 3-and-D wing and maybe a better backup big. If we can get those 2 players,
Shoot,
oh my god.
Go hit up Nico again. He may toss y'all PJ.
If we can get something like that, we here. We ready. We got it. We can get like a Andrew Wiggins and like some good backup big. We here.
We got Chris Middleton for you.
Nah, bro. We don't need his old ass. We good. We good. We need actually somebody that can play right now for us. Yeah, man. Salute to JJ Redick and them boys, bro. But I'm not ready to say that we're good enough to contend. I still think that we need 2 more pieces in order to be legitimate title contenders because what we saw in the playoffs last year was that your team either needs to be super athletic guys that can switch and super athletic, or you better have some skill on that team. You guys better be able to play, create for yourself, make threes and stuff like that. And I believe the Lakers are still missing some athleticism. I don't think we're athletic enough. And that is why
Yeah.
we got absolutely destroyed by the Timberwolves, because the Timberwolves, they had size and they had athletes everywhere, man. They had Randall, they had Edwards, they had even Demon Chinzo to a certain extent is a decent athlete. And you had Nas Reed. Like, these dudes are really good at defending, moving their feet, very athletic. The Lakers just don't have that consistently enough on every area on the floor, because Austin Reeves and Luca, as good as they are on defense, they just lack the size and the athleticism to defend on a consistent basis. So you're going to need to add some more athleticism, add some more 3-and-D guys, and just add a better backup big than Jackson Hayes. Like, I'm done. Like, I've said this before, I'm done with Jackson Hayes. He's just a bad player. He's a low IQ player. I cannot trust Jackson Hayes in a playoff game. So please get those two things settled, and we're back in business. LA is back in business. So, anywho, let's move on. We got some other teams to talk about real quick. The Rockets are 4-2. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the Rockets,
Me
but
either.
so far, I mean, 4-2 isn't too bad. Not too
Nope.
bad. So all I know is that their offense it's been okay-ish, but it could be a little bit better. I'm looking at their offensive points per game. They're averaging 112, which isn't too bad. I mean, well, actually, I take that back. That's opponents' points per game. But they are averaging 124, nearly 125 points per game. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's more than the Lakers. That's more than my Lakers. That's up there with Denver. Actually, I think they're up there with Philly right now as well. Philly is up there. I think Philly averages the most per game. So yeah, that's pretty good. So they're scoring in bunches. 4-2. Yeah, yeah. Houston. Denver is 4-2, which is no surprise. Denver is a really good team. Yeah, man. Do you have any thoughts on like just the Western Conference in general? I mean,
It's a lot more mid than what people probably expected, but that's because like injuries and all that stuff. People getting old.
mhm.
Yeah, and I don't really have too many thoughts as of right now. It's still early in the season.
Yeah,
Do want to touch on the Eastern Conference, man.
yeah. Talk
Who
about
would
it.
have thought the standings would be like this at
Nah,
this point
who
of the
would have
season?
thought? Who would have
The
thought?
the
Right.
Sixers at 5-1, Bulls 5-1, Josh Giddey out there looking like Magic Johnson or something crazier. This man been
Mhm.
hooping, and Giannis, he's been on an absolute tear. He has a 40 PER that has never been seen before,
Nah.
and this man is going absolutely insane. Pistons are 5-2. The Heat are somehow they're the fifth seed somehow. The Knicks and Cavs been kind of disappointing, but they're still above 500. It's very interesting, very interesting.
I think one of the most disappointing teams so far has been the Orlando Magic that I've heard of. Um,
Yeah, they literally they have no shooting, and they don't have a real ball handler.
like I mentioned this before the season, their
They're
Achilles
playing
heel is going to be their
2,000
shooting.
hoops. It's no real point guard that can stretch the floor and no shooting. They literally they would be great in the 2000s. If this was
hmm
2000s, man, what
Oh yeah, they'd be
must see TV?
cooking.
But now,
Yeah, I think because Paulo and France, they kind of overlap one another. Like, they kind of have similar games in terms of they're not consistent 3-point shooters. So they're good individually, but together, that's where it's kind of gonna they're kind of bump heads a little bit. I don't think it's a perfect. I don't think it's a perfect just duo for the Orlando Magic having those two guys together. I feel like one of them has to leave. And that's
it might
unfortunate
be.
because that's unfortunate because both of them are just really talented, man. Like Franz Wagner is really talented and Paulo Banchero is really talented, but when both of your star players, both of your forwards, I think it is, when both of them can't shoot the long ball and they need the ball in their hands, that's just a problem, especially in this today and age in the NBA. If this was 2000s, I think they can make it work, but in this day and age with pace and space, it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna bump heads. I don't know how they change this. I don't know how they get better from this, but the 3-point shooting has to be a lot better if they want to win some ball games. 3 and 4. I was expecting more from this Orlando Magic team
A
because they
lot of
have a lot
people
of
were.
talent. They have a lot of talent, but the shooting is a big concern. Um, but yeah, all the other teams, all the other bottom feeders, I'm not surprised. Like Indiana, they're pretty much gearing up for the NBA draft already. 1-6. Boston 3-5. We already know Boston, Jason Tatum injury, all those trades before the season. We knew they were gearing up for this coming NBA draft and next season. Charlotte, we already know Charlotte. Washington, we already know Washington. Brooklyn, we already knew Brooklyn coming into the season they were going to be god awful. So yeah, the bottom feeders we pretty much knew. It's unfortunate with Atlanta that Trae Young got hurt and he's going to be out for a
Yeah,
little bit. That's unfortunate. Darius Garland's coming back for Cleveland, I believe, today or either tomorrow, whatever their next
good
game
because
is.
they need
So
him.
yeah, they definitely need him. I don't know what's going on with the Knicks. I don't understand why they're 4-3 right now.
I, I don't know. I don't know if the players have fully bought in yet.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I'm looking at the points per game. They're averaging 116. Um, yeah, they're averaging 116, which I don't know what that ranks, but I'm looking at a lot of the other teams in the top five, and they're averaging at least 120 points per game. I don't know, man. I really don't know with this team. I have to do more research, but it's still early in the season. I mean, 4-3 is not terrible, but I was expecting them to at least be at around the record of the Philadelphia 76ers or the Chicago Bulls, where they're 5-1 and they're pretty much at the top of the Eastern Conference. Because there's a lot of expectations for this team, the New York Knicks. I mentioned it before, I'm gonna mention it again, but this is a do or die year for Jalen Brunson and this New York team because there's nobody really in your path outside of maybe Cleveland. So they can't do it this year. They're never going to do it because the Boston Celtics still have Jason Tatum back and Jalen Brown, and Indiana will be healthy again with Tyrese Halliburton. So the time to get to the championship is right now, and they can't let it go by. So, anywho, to get to the other topic conversation, I just noticed these past 2 weeks the amount of injuries that have been occurring around the league. And it's not like these are old guys that are getting injured. These are young guys that are getting these soft tissue injuries. And it's just, I'm getting so tired of this. Like, why is this happening so often? I just don't understand, man. Like, being a basketball fan is frustrating because in any given night, you don't know if the player that you're looking to see is going to play, especially a young player like Darius Garland's. The you just mentioned a rookie in what's his name from the Spurs. You just
Dylan
mentioned
Harper.
Dylan Harper. He's a rookie and he's already hurt with the calf strain. Like, why is this happening after 2 weeks in the season? I can't recall the last time in the last 15 to 20 years where there has been so many injuries in the first 2 weeks, not from old players, from young players. It makes no sense. Try to make it make sense for me.
Uh, These injuries, these feel like these players just get more and more fragile but they're more talented. It's a crazy trade off.
Mm-hmm.
Or that AAU ball catching up to them. I'm telling you, they
So
got too much mileage,
I'm looking around the league. Trae Young is out.
and they're
He'll
not
be
practicing.
reevaluated in 4 weeks. We already know about Jason Tatum. LaMelo Ball. He's out for Tuesday's game. It's not a major. It's nothing. It's nothing real serious.
Okay,
But Brandon Miller, he's going to be reevaluated in about 2 weeks. Um, let me see. What else? What else? Oh, Kobe White, he's out. He'll. They said he'll make his season debut in the next few weeks. Like, come on, man. I already mentioned Darius Garland. He's questioned for Wednesday's game. Anthony Davis, already mentioned him. He's going to be out for a little bit. He's already out for Wednesday's game. We already mentioned Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively. He's ruled out for Wednesday. Who else? Who
I
else?
believe
Who
De'Aaron
else?
Fox is still out too.
De'Aaron Fox is still out. We already know about Fred VanVleet. He's out for the year. And the Indiana
Josh
Pacers,
Hart is
man.
dealing with something crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
The Indiana Pacers, man. Like, look at the amount of injuries on the Indiana Pacers.
That picture with Nimhart, Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, and who was the other player? Oh, TJ McConnell on the bench, looking dripped out on the bench. I'm like, oh Lord.
TJ McConnell is out for a month. Benedict Mathurin won't play Wednesday. Andrew Nimhart won't play Wednesday. Obi Toppin will undergo surgery on his foot this Monday. Cam Jones, he's sidelined till he's sidelined as well. Like, the injury reports are insane. Come on. All these injuries. The Lakers are dealing with injuries, obviously with LeBron, and then you got Gabe Vincent. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know what to say, man. Anthony Edwards, that was another big one. Zion Williamson. Who else? Jalen Williams. Again, Jalen Williams. Who else? Jalen Green.
I didn't even know he was hurt.
Yeah, I know. We already mentioned De'Aaron Fox. He's out. Dylan Harper. He's out. Yeah, like it's so many injuries. It's so many injuries around the league. I don't know how we fix
this.
They
like soft tissue injuries too. Like they're not even like injuries from getting constant. This is like, what is going on? They're not stretching. Like they need to get on that Shea Gilgeous SGA routine. I seen that workout video he doing. It looked like it's good for like mobility and flexibility. They need to start doing that kind of stuff because ain't no freaking way.
Well, there's been theories going around. It's because of the amount of miles, the distance that these players are running compared to the players from previous generations. It's a lot different, which makes a lot of sense. But I also think because it's happening at the beginning of the season, I just think their bodies are just not ready to run that miles of distance. And that's the other theory that I've been hearing about how guys are not preparing their bodies for the amount of punishment that they're going to have to withstand for the entirety of the 82 game season. And the fact that their body is malfunctioning and getting hurt this early from soft tissue injuries just lets you know that they're not preparing themselves for the season enough. That they need to practice. Maybe they need to practice more. Maybe they need to up the intensity in practice. But when I watch football, I know I hate to bring football into the equation, but these dudes are ready to go when the season happens. And for the most part, a lot of these players, they're going to play majority of the season. They might miss a game or two, but most of the time, these players in football, they put their bodies through hell. Training camp, off season, to get ready for the grind of an NFL season. But with the NBA, I just don't understand why it's so hard for them to do something similar to where they're able to put their body through the winger, so when the regular season comes around, they're ready to go and they don't have to really face a soft tissue injury or any sort of significant injury until later down the road. Why is it happening so early? Is my question.
I think because like the ramp up is different compared to like other sports. Because basketball, they don't really train as hard as they do like in practices and preseason. Like NFL, you get the training camps. It's a whole however many week process training camp. NBA training camps to be like, all right, training camp, all right, preseason, all right, season starts. It's like that's a quick ramp up. These folks was just on the island last week, and then like you said, like KG and Paul Pierce was saying they don't train like they used to train back in the day. Like they would be out there playing basketball and they were out doing all kind of other type of workouts. They're not really doing that these days from what I've been hearing. So it's preparation. You're not you can't go from not really doing too much crazy and then going full speed in the game and then all that jumping. You're not your body isn't prepared for that kind of ramp up so soon. So and of course now your soft tissue injuries start popping up and all kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are players in the league who just don't get hurt often unless it's a freak accident. Like SGA, he doesn't really get hurt at all. And it's just like I don't know if that's because of his play style, he's or what, but it seems to be working. Whatever training regime he got going on.
It seems like guys like Zion Williamson always gets hurt.
Yeah, it's always those guys who like super athletic that be injury prone.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Something got to change. Something got to change. Some scientists got to come out and say something, figure out something. Because right now it's just getting ridiculous with all these damn injuries, all these soft tissue injuries, calf strains, and etc. I don't know. Especially calf strain. Like it feels like calf strains have been a lot more popular these days when it comes to a lot of these injuries going around the NBA. Ever
Yeah,
since Kevin Durant got hurt from a calf, ever since Kevin Durant had a calf strain that became an Achilles injury, it's just like more calf strains have just happened over time with a lot of these players, or at least reported. So, all right, man. Trying to think what else. Can't think of anything else at this moment. Um, Yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the Courtside podcast. Thank you guys for watching and peace.
salute.
All right.